प्ले हो रहा है ना मैम? स्क्रीन क्लियरली जा रहा है?
दिख रहा है, दिख रहा है.
हा सर, ते झूम मीटिंग सुरू झालं.
हो, मी जॉईन केलेलं आहे ते. माझ्या इथे
मैम मैम हेलो हेलो
हाँ बोल ना प्रवीण.
हा बोल ना, बोल बोल. हा बोल.
सर मैम को कॉल करूं अभी? सब ज्वाइन हो गए ना?
हाँ
ठीक है,
सब ज्वाइन हो गए.
मैं
मैम
करता हूँ कॉल.
ठीक है सर, मैम को कॉल
हेलो
हेलो सर.
हाइड्रोसिल बनाया क्या प्रेजेंटेशन?
सर आपका मैच स्टार्ट हुआ है.
नहीं, मैं पूछ रहा हूँ तूने हाइड्रोसिल बनाया क्या प्रेजेंटेशन?
हाँ ना.
वाह. क्वेश्चन ना.
हेलो सर.
क्वेश्चन पूछ गया.
हेलो.
हाँ, आवाज आ रहा है क्या?
हाँ सर, अभी क्लियर है.
हाँ, क्वेश्चन पूछू क्या? मैं बोल रहा हूँ.
सर जी क्यों ले रहे हो? सबसे विनती.
ठीक है, चलो.
Hello, good evening.
हेलो मैम. गुड इवनिंग मैम.
Good evening, good evening.
Good
Thanks.
evening, ma'am.
Someone told me.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, good evening. Good to see that I'm the last one today.
Good evening and I'll be ma'am. This is myself, Dr. Praveen. I'll be presenting on hydroseal, ma'am.
Okay. All are there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Go ahead. By the way, someone found out how to record, na?
I'm
Riya
recording
ma'am is
now.
doing that,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Acha. Okay, fine.
Ma'am, to start with hydrocele, by definition, it's a abnormal fluid collection between visceral and parietal layers of tunica vaginalis. Generally, in infants, it is usually the result of incomplete closure of processus vaginalis, and it may or may not be associated with inguinal hernia. But in case of older boys and men, it may be idiopathic, but most likely to be secondary to any other pathology involving scrotum and adjacent structures, ma'am. And when it comes to developmental anatomy, the testis descends from the posterolateral genitourinary ridge by the beginning of third trimester in fetal gestation, and a sac-like extension of peritoneum will descend and consert with the testis. As the descent progresses, the sac envelops the testis and epididymis. The result is serosal line tubular communication between the abdomen and the tunica vaginalis of scrotum. And this peritoneum, which is derived from the serosal communication, is called as processus vaginalis. At term or within the age of 1 to 2 years, the processus vaginalis of spermatic cord fuses and obliterates the communication between abdomen and the scrotum. But in case of failure of complete fusion, may result in communicating hydroseals. Ma'am, here comes the there'll be a fluid collection between visceral and parietal layers of processus vaginalis. And hello.
Hello.
And layer of scrotum starts with skin from outwards to inwards.
Hello.
From the layers outside. Hello. Layers of scrotum from outwards to inwards starts on skin, dartus muscle, spermatic fascia, cremastic muscle, and internal spermatic fascia is from fascia transversalis and tunica vaginalis. Classification of hydrocele, it consists of congenital and acquired. In acquired, it is divided into combination of, and when it comes to congenital hydrocele, there might be
Praveen, do you have slides or I am the only person not seeing the slides?
Wait. I have the slides, ma'am.
Because I can't see any slides over here,
Yes,
except the hydrocele part. Ria, does he have slides or there is only single slide over here?
I can see single slide, but he is changing
Yeah,
some
even
slide.
no, I mean my screen only shows hydrocele, Dr. Praveen.
No, ma'am. Currently, it is showing some developmental and.
Now it has come. It wasn't coming. Was it coming on your people's slides?
Yes, ma'am. It was coming, ma'am.
Acha, okay. I was not getting it. Okay, Praveen, can I interrupt you for a second and ask you one question?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you told about the layers of the scrotum, right? You said about the layers of the scrotum. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Ria? Yeah, so what is the importance of this layer, what all the layers of the scrotum which you are telling, what is the importance of this layer? Like when you said the layers of the scrotum, after the skin, there is no subcute.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so like if you are going to tell the layers, you have to tell the importance of these layers also. Open the slide where you have got layers of the scrotum. Na? This is introduction over here. Here, see, there is a skin. After that, there is the dartos muscle, okay, which replaces the superficial fascia and is prolonged into the septum. Now, what is the function of this dartos muscle? Something like that.
Ma'am, it replaces the superficial fascia and is a prolonged into medial vertical septum, forming between two halves and forming median and
I agree with you, but when the dartos muscle is there or the cremasteric muscle is there, they have got properties of contraction also, right? If they are muscles. So is there any specific reason? I mean, I can give you a hint on others also. By the Paras, how are you?
Hello.
Yeah, you are okay now?
Yes, I'm okay.
Yeah. This dartos now, if I may give you a hint, right? There is what do you call that? I mean, it is important that the testes remain in the scrotum and the testes do not remain in the abdomen. right? So if we have
Yes, ma'am. For
unresected
temperature
testes in the
regulation.
abdomen, right? So what does the dartos muscle do? So you mean to say the abdominal temperature is higher or the scrotal temperature is higher?
Yes, ma'am. Abdominal temperature is higher, ma'am. That is the reason. In case of abdominal pressures, or there will be infertility. Whenever there is, in case of long-standing hydrocele, also there's complication cause imbalance between temperature regulation, which leads to infertility. It hampers the spermatogenesis, ma'am.
Right. So which part of the layer of the scrotum helps in the control of the temperature?
Ma'am, it is done by it is done by two muscles, dartos and cremaster muscles, ma'am. Dartos which elevates and sorry,
Right. Right. So that is the importance, right? Then when you have
yes,
the
ma'am.
tunica vaginalis as the last layer,
Yes, ma'am.
so the tunica vaginalis also has got two parts.
Yes, ma'am.
So they are one which is stuck to the testes and one which is stuck towards the scrotum. Is Sai Krishna not there today? He's not opening his mouth only.
Ma'am, two layers, ma'am, visceral and parietal. Visceral, which is attached, which overlies tunica albuginea.
Yes.
Hello. And this parietal,
Yes.
which, ma'am, parietal layer which secretes, and this visceral layer which absorbs the fluid, ma'am. Two layers of
Yes.
tunica.
So the importance is that between these two layers, the fluid collects, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So that is the hydrocele.
Ma'am,
Go ahead.
when it comes to classification, ma'am, there are two types: congenital hydrocele and acquired. Acquired may be due to two reasons. Primary reason might be idiopathic, and in case of secondary, there might be infection, inflammation, or tumors. And when it comes to congenital hydrocele, there are two types: communicating and non-communicating. Communicating, in which the sac remains open in communication with peritoneal cavity. And in case of non-communicating hydrocele, this patent processus vaginalis is obliterated, but still the fluid remains in the sac. Hello, ma'am.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, there are various types of primary hydroceles, ma'am, such as congenital hydrocele, funicular hydrocele, infantile, or encysted hydrocele of cord, vaginal hydrocele, which is most commonest type, and bilocular hydrocele, and hydrocele of hernial sac. And when by definition, congenital hydrocele, in which processus vaginalis is still in communication with the peritoneal cavity. But in case of infantile hydrocele, tunica and processus vaginalis are distended up to the internal ring, ma'am, but the sac has no connection with the peritoneal cavity. And when it comes to encysted hydrocele of cord, it's a smooth oval swelling associated with the spermatic cord. And in case of bilocular hydrocele, there are two intercommunicating sacs, which is above and below the neck of scrotum. And in case of hydrocele of canal of Nuck, which occurs in females around the round ligament, and hydrocele of hernial sac, it is due to the adhesions in the hernial sac.
What is canal of Nuck?
Ma'am, canal of Nuck is the type of hydrocele of canal of, ma'am, it's the region around the round ligament, ma'am, where in which in females where hydrocele occurs.
Okay. Okay.
And when it comes to secondary hydrocele, ma'am, there are various causes such as infections such as filariasis, tuberculosis of epididymis, syphilis, or in case of injury such as post herniorrhaphy hydrocele, or in case of trauma, or in case of tumors such as tumors. And mainly the main etiology for secondary hydrocele are, in case of older men, there is imbalance between the production and absorption of the watery fluid by the tunica, ma'am. And such as in case the situations, the conditions in which there is increased production of fluid could be due to inflammation of testes such as orchitis, epididymis, caused by tuberculosis, or in case of filariasis or testicular torsion, or in case of germ cell tumors. And decreased resorption occurs in case of radiotherapy, and when there's any surgery in the inguinal region, or any renal implant or renal transplantation which has affected the lymphatics, or in case of peritoneal dialysis or ventriculoperitoneal shunt. And one of the main infectious causes is filarial hydrocele, which is very common in coastal regions, and it is due to the repeated attacks of filarial epididymitis, and which is usually very large with the thickened sac and has a cholesterol-rich fluid which resembles primary hydrocele. And features of hydrocele. Generally, here the testes are not palpable, and it's a flectulent, and the scrotum is transilluminant and can get above the swelling, and testicular sensation can be elicited. Then signs and coming to signs and symptoms of hydrocele.
I may ask you
Yes,
one
ma'am.
question. In the previous slide, you said testes cannot be palpated.
Ma'am?
In your this slide, the first feature is
Yes, ma'am.
testes cannot be palpated.
Yes, ma'am.
And in your last thing is testicular sensation can be elicited. So how do you elicit testicular sensation when you cannot palpate the testes? So I guess when you're saying the features, you have to say the differences between primary and secondary hydrocele. So
That
when
also
you
I
have
mentioned.
so in the primary hydrocele, you cannot check the sensations. In the secondary hydrocele, you can. Why?
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
Excuse me, ma'am, I didn't get you, ma'am. Sorry.
Can someone explain to him better?
Hello.
Hello, Praveen.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am is saying in primary hydrocele, testes are not palpable, and in secondary hydrocele, testes are palpable. So testicular sensations are elicited in secondary hydrocele.
Ma'am, in case of secondary, there will be less fluid, ma'am, compared to primary, and it is secondary. It is due to any other infections or anything, ma'am.
So
That's the reason.
also when you, right. So clinically also when you have to differentiate between primary and secondary,
yes, ma'am.
Even if you get a short case in your MS exams, you have to differentiate it like the size of the hydrocele, whether there is more fluid in the scrotum, whether the testes are palpable or not, whether it is brilliantly transilluminant and fluctuant, and if you can get above the swelling, and the rugosity of the scrotum is lost, and the median raphe is shifted to the other side. If all these features are there, then this points you more towards a primary. So there is no need to find any other cause. But if these features are not there, then you think it as a secondary and you try to find where the primary may be. Or it may be a primary testicular malignancy.
Yes, ma'am.
Which I think you will tell us in the next slides, how to deal with it.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ma'am, when it comes to signs and symptoms, ma'am, in early stages of hydrocele, it is usually, hydroceles are usually asymptomatic. As in they enlarge, they can cause cosmetic problem and symptoms can be developed. In case of as the swelling increases, there will be heaviness, fullness, or the dragging sensation due to the enlarged scrotum, and there might be mild discomfort radiating along the inguinal area to the mid portion and back. That is when there is a due to large scrotum, ma'am. And when in conditions of epidermal infections or due to overstretched skin, a person there will be a pain, and the size may decrease on recumbency and increase on upright position, and the patient may come with fever, chills in case of any infection of hydrocele. And when it comes to physical assessment, and hydrocele is a smooth cystic mass completely surrounding the testis and not involving the spermatic cord. That is the main reason for to get possible over the swelling. Is the characteristic of hydrocele, and the consistency of hydrocele can vary with the position. Sometimes the hydrocele can become smaller and softer on lying down and become larger and tenser on prolonged standing. And ma'am, and we can assess the hydrocele by fluctuation test. When there are two types of fluctuation tests, mainly Paget's test and cross function test. Paget's test is done by single hand. It is done when the hydrocele is very small, and the crossover test is done when in case of larger hydroceles. And transillumination test, when the fluid in the hydrocele is clear, there will be transillumination. When generally it is positive in the hydrocele, and transillumination might be negative in case of filarial hydrocele or any other infections due to chyle or calcification in case of and in case of hematocele or pyocele. And now when it comes to differences between primary and secondary hydrocele. In primary, testis is not palpable, but in secondary, testis may be palpable. In primary hydrocele, it is tense and fluctuant. When it comes to secondary, it is soft and may be tense in case of filarial scrotum. And primary hydrocele is transilluminant, whereas secondary is transilluminant negative due to any infection or this thing present. And in case of primary, with the it can get above the swelling, and secondary also can get above the swelling. And in case of evaluation, laboratory evaluation generally is not essential when it comes to hydrocele. And coming to imaging studies, uncomplicated hydrocele do not require any radiologic studies, but findings from ultrasonography can help to evaluate any underlying processes such as tumor or torsion of testis. When it comes to treatment in children, when it's a non-communicating hydrocele, which resolves spontaneously, which might resolve spontaneously when the child reaches by the age of 1 year, and in case when the hydrocele that still persists beyond 12 to 18 months, which is probably a communicating hydrocele, which requires honiotomy. And when it comes to adults, treatment depends upon the age of the patient and degree of the discomfort caused by hydrocele. Surgical excision forms the definitive therapy for hydrocele. But when the hydrocele is small and asymptomatic, it doesn't require any treatment other than reassurance. Indications of surgery might be scrotal discomfort or the pain or cosmetic disfigurement due to the sheer size of hydrocele. There are various types of surgeries followed for for hydrocele. They are Lord's plication, jobless or surgery, jobless operation, subtotal excision or hydrocelectomy, Sharma's and George technique, and aspiration with or without aspiration technique, and injection of sclerosing agent, and congenital hydroceles are treated by herniatomy. And when it comes to Lord's plication, which is generally followed, it is used for small and medium-sized hydroceles with a thin sac. But it has it has benefits of reduced risk of hematoma.
Praveen.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, all the methods which you are telling for hydrocele, right? What is the main principle of the hydrocele surgery?
Ma'am, to drain off the fluid and make sure there is no collection left of
Okay, so the principal one is to drainage of the fluid.
Yes, ma'am.
Second,
Collection.
fluid means
The
collection, na?
Yes, ma'am. The to drain out the collection and to
So to
avoid the
drain out the
recurrence.
collection. So how will you avoid the recurrence? How will you avoid the recurrence?
Ma'am, we avoid the sac. Ma'am, we avoid the sac and suture it backwards so that there is no further collection.
The visceral surface of the sac is the one which is the secreting surface, right?
No, visceral absorbs, parietal secretes.
Parietal, sorry. So when
Yes,
the
ma'am.
when you
Parietal is visceral.
when you eviscerate, I mean when you what do you call that? When you evert the sac, when you evert the sac,
Yes,
the
ma'am.
parietal layer now is in contact
Yes,
with the rest of the layers of the scrotum.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
even if the fluid is secreted, it is absorbed by the layers of the scrotum,
Yes, ma'am.
right? And the third
Yes, ma'am.
principle is during surgery, the third principle is that the epididymis should be placed back in which position? What is the normal position of the epididymis?
Posterior.
Posterior,
Ma'am, posterior lateral.
posterior lateral, so that this prevents the torsion if you don't
Torsion.
put the epididymis in place.
Yes, ma'am.
And for achieving these three principles, there are multiple methods which are available.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
And the
ma'am.
last question which I want to ask you is in a congenital hydrocele, why don't you do the above techniques and why do you do a herniatomy?
Ma'am, there will be a recurrence, ma'am. And in congenital, the testis at times testis will not be completely descended, and which descends by the age of 1 to 2 years, ma'am.
Hydroceles are not emergencies. They are operated after 2 years. By that time, the testes have descended in the scrotum. In a congenital hydrocele, why do you do herniatomy and not your upper procedures? Anyone can answer, doesn't matter.
Hello.
Ashish, Sanjana, if she is better.
Yes, sir. Hello. Ma'am, tunica vaginal is
Someone-
patent in infant.
Sorry,
Ma'am,
sorry.
ma'am, in the congenital sac, so we have to treat the cause, ma'am. Unless until we do the herniatomy, there will be like we are not treating the cause because there is continuity with the peritoneum.
Right. So
We
can
do the
you not use the
herniatomy
same principle?
like
Can you not use the same principle of opening the sac and everting it so that even if
no,
the
no,
fluid is
ma'am,
coming
because
into the
we are not treating the cause because there will be continuously fluid coming from the connectivity between the peritoneum and the sac.
right. So you have to treat it like a hernia and not like a hydrocele.
Yes, ma'am.
And what is the negative inkwell effect?
Negative ink effect, ma'am.
The hydrocele normally is not seen when the patient or the child stands for a long time. Then the hydrocele is seen.
Because of the density of the fluid, it doesn't.
It doesn't fall down easily, but when the child lies down, it takes time for the fluid to go back in the peritoneal cavity.
Yes, ma'am.
So if you are doing a herniatomy, Praveen, what type of herniatomy will you do?
Sorry, ma'am.
Sai Krishna, Sandeep.
What type of hernia form?
Yeah, I mean,
Stop, ma'am.
herniorrhaphy is you'll have to suture the recurred part to the conjoint tendon, right? Plasty is you put a mesh.
Yes.
Tommy is you do neither of this. So if you open the inguinal canal, are you justified in just closing it without doing a Rafi?
No, ma'am. No need of herniorrhaphy.
Herniorrhaphy
So,
will do.
what do? The inguinal canal is not completely formed and not completely stretched till a later age. So without opening the external oblique, if you go near the root of the scrotum and you dissect out, you will see the cord which is coming out and going inside the testes. At that point, the sac will be present. So you can only dissect the sac and then you can ligate the proximal part and keep the distal sac open, right?
Right.
This method is called as, I forgot the name. Any one of you? I forgot the name. I'm sorry. People who have done pediatric surgery will know the name. Dhaneshwar, what is it called as?
I'm not remembering right now.
Anyway, when we come to know the name, we will post it in the group. So go ahead, Praveen.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, in case of Lord's plication, it is usually done in small to medium hydrocele with the thin sac, and it benefits in reduced risk of hematoma. And some articles also suggest that there's slight incidence of recurrence of hydrocele following this procedure. And the other type is jobless procedure. Here, the sac is everted and sutures behind the testis, and which is associated with increased risk of hematoma, but with the reduced risk of recurrence, ma'am. And there is subtotal excision or hydrocelectomy, which is done in case of large sac, where there is risk of large redundant swelling post-operatively. Hence, there is excision of a sac with 1 centimeter margin around the testis and epididymis in kind of filarial sac. And ma'am, this hydrocele surgery generally in our setup is done in the spinal, but in case the hydrocele surgery can also be done under local with spermatic cord block with 2% lignocaine. And complications, when it comes to complications of surgery, complications of hydrocele surgery, the immediate complications such as
1 sec. When now you are saying that you can do it under the block. So now I am asking you, what type of block will you use?
ma'am, spermatic cord block, ma'am.
So where do you give the block? Where do you give the block? Theoretically, you are saying spermatic cord. The spermatic cord goes from the testes down till the inguinal canal and up.
Ma'am, it is given to medial to pubic tubercle, 1 centimeter medial to pubic tubercle.
Right. And that blocks the which nerve it is supposed to block? It chal nahi raha. Arey Praveen, when you say spermatic cord
Yes,
block, that
ma'am,
spermatic
genital
cord
branch is
has to have
genitofemoral now, ma'am.
genital branch again. Yes, so that blocks it
Genitofemoral.
near the root of the scrotum. And then
Yes,
you
ma'am.
give a 2% lignocaine circumferential block.
Yes, ma'am.
Right, go ahead.
And when it comes to complications of surgery, such as immediate complications may be hemorrhage or injury to vas deferens, urethra, testis, immediate epididymis, or reactionary hemorrhage, which can occur within the 24 hours of surgery, or infection, or in case of sinus formation, or there may be recurrence. And generally, the general complications of hydrocele include infection, iocele, hematocele, or calcification of sac, infertility, atrophy of testis, herniation of hydrocele sac through dartos muscle, and some at times rupture of the hydrocele. And when it comes to differential diagnosis, there may be various differences such as testicular tumor, epididymal cyst, spermatocele, scrotal edema in case of infections, or irreducible inguinal hernia. Thank you, ma'am.
Can I start with asking something?
Yes, ma'am.
If there is a, go to your previous slide, if there is a testicular malignancy as a differential,
Yes, ma'am.
testicular tumor, right? How will you diagnose
Yes,
it?
ma'am. Ma'am, testicular tumor will present generally in younger age, ma'am, and with other symptoms such as loss of weight, which is acute loss of weight, and it will be hard.
What will be hard?
Ma'am, the swelling.
It actually mimics a secondary hydrocele. So how do you differentiate it to be a testicular tumor? Because others, it doesn't make much difference between the epididymal, spermatocele, scrotal edema. Irreducible inguinal
It will be
hernia
a
makes a difference.
sudden collection associated with pain, and it will always. It will not be long-standing, ma'am.
This is not
Yes.
torsion of testes. This is not torsion of testes. This is testicular tumor.
Yes, ma'am.
Anyone?
Ma'am, ideally, we don't take the biopsy from the testis, but in cases we excise we remove the testis and we take outside biopsy.
Like inguinal canal, like Chivasu maneuver, ma'am. We will take the testis inguinal canal and we will take the biopsy and we will send the frozen section. And then based on the report, we will do
वो properly explain करो ना, that what is the importance of sonography in or a CT scan and some of the markers when you have a differential of testicular tumor.
Ma'am, actually, if the it's like the initial investigation for any suspect of testicular tumor is sonography of scrotum, and then we can also send the AFP, LDH, and beta HCG markers to see the which type of carcinomatous lesion. And based on these lesions, if we are suspecting carcinoma, we can do CT scan to look at the lymph nodes and and if still there is a dilemma if it is not most of them will get to know whether it is carcinoma or not. If there is still any doubt of whether it is malignancy or not, then only we can do the Chivasu maneuver, where we open the inguinal canal and we will retract the testis up to the inguinal canal and we will take a biopsy and send it to the frozen section. And
you will put
based
a
on the
vascular
report,
clamp. You will put a vascular clamp to the cord.
Yes, ma'am. This is the report. If it came as malignant, we will do hysterectomy. If it is not a malignant, we will just take back the scrotum.
Right. And why do you not take out the testis through the scrotum?
Because there is a high chance of spread of scrotal skin. And
so the T1 you will convert to T4.
Also. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Right. Praveen, understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead. I mean, you are done. Go ahead. Meaning, if
Yes, ma'am.
anyone has any other questions. Sagar, Daneshwar, Riya, Sanjana, Ashish, Sandeep, Sai Krishna.
Ma'am, I want to ask one question.
To Praveen or to me?
Ma'am, to you and sir.
Acha.
May I, ma'am?
Yeah, you play with pleasure.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. I want to ask sclerotherapy, how much successful the sclerotherapy modality till today in the treatment of hydrocele? Because there was a written ki after tapping the hydrocele, they inject the sclerosant, which causes the inflammation and fibrosis. Then so I want to ask you how much it is successful.
Daneshwar.
It is not very much popular method, and it is I think obsolete nowadays. It is not popular method.
Okay.
See, the reason being is that once you tap and then you put the sclerotherapy between the two layers, it is not always that the complete layer obliteration will happen and there will be no recurrence of a hydrocele. If the hydrocele recurs again putting a sclerosant is not going to be of any use, because now this is not a complete sac, but it is partly obliterated. So now if you have collection, it will not be in only one plane, but it will be like loculated in various places. Secondly, the chances that you may go inside and not hit between the two tunicas is very high. And this sclerosant, if it goes inside the tunica, then there are chances that it may cause infection or it may have some other complications with the testes and the spermatic cord.
Okay.
So as Daneshwar said, because of all these complications which used to happen, and this used to be there
like
for very
vasovagal shock and all that things can happen during the injection of sclerosant into the testes.
Oh. And one more question, ma'am. Do we put a drain in the pyocele when we treat pyocele?
Pyoceles ideally are to be kept open.
Okay.
Because there is infection, you are not listing the layer, inverting the layer. So it will keep on draining. But if the pyocele has been drained very properly and completely, then you may do primary closure of the scrotum. But it is same like the breast abscess, where the abscess will keep on secreting after the drainage. In order to prevent recollection of the pyocele, you have to put a small corrugated drain for 40 to 72 hours so that the two surfaces get time to stick to each other and prevent any further formation of pyocele.
Okay, ma'am. Yes. Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome. Anyone has to comment anything? Riya?
Yes, ma'am.
Summary.
Ma'am, in summary, he told about the how congenital hydrocele is formed. Hello, ma'am. Ma'am, in summary, he told how hydroceles are formed and what are the layers of hydrocele. And he told about that there are different type of hydrocele, congenital and acquired. There are two
classification.
Types. Yes, ma'am. Primary and
of
second.
hydrocele.
Yes, ma'am. Classification of hydrocele he told. Then differences between the two types of hydrocele. How congenital is managed, the approach is different, and how acquired being managed, the approach is different. For congenital hydrocele, you have to do, because the ring is those congenital hydroceles in babies, those are present since birth, and there is a communication between processus vaginalis and abdominal cavity. So the peritoneal fluid is coming downwards. That effect is called as inverted bottle effect, inverted ink bottle effect. Those hydrogels are treated by applying by ligating proximally and opening up distally, and then that fluid will get reabsorbed. Ma'am, but I'm in doubt whether to do herniorrhaphy or hernioctomy, ma'am, in that case.
Right, that is the thing, because up till the age of 9 to 12 years, the hernial canal forms completely, and then the posterior wall becomes weak, which has to be strengthened. So if you do not, if you do surgery before that, then the wall is not formed, so there is no question of weakness, and both the conjoint tendon and the Rickard part, they are very near each other.
Yes,
So you
ma'am.
can afford to get away without a Rafi. But
Yes,
it is
ma'am.
nicer always to do a technique without opening the external oblique, the name which we have forgotten.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, after that he told about different type of congenital hydrocele, in which funicular and ma'am, those are classification. And the canal of Nuck is the same thing which is processus vaginalis in males. It is in female instead. That part gets obliterated. Otherwise, if it remain patents, there are different type of hydrocele regarding the patency up till what mark that it is patent. After that, he told about different type of approaches of treating secondary hydrocele, in which what we do is most popular Jabolay's method of inverting the sac and suturing it backward. The subtotal resection of tunica vaginalis is for a large hydrocele. For medium and small, we do Jabolay's procedure. Rest sclerosing therapy is an absolute procedure. After that, he told about, I think, ma'am, this much he told.
Right, I think Riya has summed it very nicely. Anyone have any questions? By the Praveen, good presentation.
Thank you, ma'am.
Anyone has anything to say? See, the only part what Sai Krishna and Sandeep, you all have to understand is that whenever they're asking about a hydrocele surgery, it is not important to know the names of the surgeries. It is important just to tell the principle of doing the surgery, which we enumerated, 1, 2, 3. So then, depending on the size and depending on the thickness of the sac, obviously you have to do the procedure which is indicated, because if the hydrocele is very large, then the sac will be very big, and then if you try to just invert the sac, the posterior surface of the sac will obviously be very thick, and then the size of the scrotum will not reduce. If the sac is too thick, then you will not be able to invert it at all, so you'll have to cut the surface of the sac. So the principles remain the same. The surgeries differ depending on the way the hydrocele is.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Got it. Yeah. Right. So if no one has any more questions, then good presentation. We can end our session over here. Fine, Praveen.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
मॅम नेक्स्ट टॉपिक मला विचारायचं होतं, कधी ठेवूयात म्हणजे